I think one of the key things is to give this younger population that are going out of state, getting their education, to give them a reason to come back to the state of Maine. I think it's one of the challenges we face, because I totally agree with Brian, is that our workforce today they're excellent. They are hard workers, they're loyal, they take pride in what they do. But the challenge, it almost feels like we're bumping up against a ceiling right now, in that we've tapped out on what we have for an existing workforce. And one of the challenges, I think, for us going forward is, well, how do we continue to grow as a state if we're capped out with the current workforce? And one of the challenges we have going forward, I think, is coming up with reasoned ways and ways that make sense to attract the young people to come back to the state and to work here in the state. And there are a lot of things I think that need to be addressed as we go forward.
We really need, to have an environment that fosters development into trades and into different types of avenues, because, people that leave the state for better opportunities aren't happy for the most part. A lot of them want to come back to the state, and even if it's for slightly less of an opportunity, they'd rather be here in Maine. So if we can develop that from the bottom up, that's really what we need to do.
What are the kind of things we should be teaching the next generation, so that you have a ready workforce? And hey, by the way, what are the other things that make it easy for you to hire and retain employees? And I mean, anyone knock on the door and ask you those questions?
Yeah, good question. Actually, state of Maine, at least in our area, has a really good network of regional technical schools at the high school level. And the one in our area, in the Lincoln, is Region 3, is working extremely hard and has got a great reputation for working with local industry. But we're really just scratching the surface, okay? And one of the challenges we have is the guidance counselors in the high schools are not, like you were saying before, everybody's being encouraged down the four-year college path rather than into a technical program. So the region schools, even though they're working hard and doing a very good job in many cases, they're not getting the support, and they're not getting the student enrollment that they could and should be.
I've got a bunch of friends that left the state, and the problem is, once you lose them, it is hard to get them back.
Because they start growing roots elsewhere.
They start growing roots elsewhere, and also, some of them are, if they'll make the comment, if I could only take a 20% pay cut, I'd move back to Maine. Mm-hmm. But instead it's a 30 or 40% pay cut to move back to Maine, because that's all the jobs they can find.
Even at a young age, it's all the other associated costs that go with it. We talk here at the level where we're business owners, and we face a tax burden, and we face energy burden, we face health cost burdens. Young people may not overly recognize it, but when they take a look at their total picture as to what their income or their quality of life are going to be, that stuff all will factor in over time. And I think that's one of the things that maybe dissuades some of the kids who are coming back. It's not only the lower wages, but it's some of the higher costs just to live in the state.
Yeah, and it's, I think a lot of them are concerned about long term. Maybe I can find a job, but is it going to be there? I know the job I'm in, I'm going to be there forever. Yeah.